Well, hello there, and welcome to my Sunday. We're here at Skyline Park. It's the other side of the mountain that I've been hiking at. And like I said, there's like 14 different trails over here. I pulled off into the first little parking area. It's got some ramadas. There's actually a map and a guide and lists all the different events. Apparently they have a bunch of events out here all the time. Again, didn't even know this existed. So, you know, you learn something new every day. You just gotta get out and explore a little bit. But anyway, I walked up this essentially this dirt road, and there's a little little amphitheater, little circle area, just the overlook. That's all it is. And then I walked up to the top of that mountain, and it just kind of dead ends up there, and it just kind of looks down into the valley, and you can see a bunch of trails and some people hiking there. But this is kind of it. So this is clearly not. This is just like the entrance area. Like I said, there's ramadas, tables. But anyway, we're gonna get back in the car and we're gonna drive up the next spot. There's actually some facilities I see on the map, like some bathrooms and whatnot. So this doesn't look like to be where the main trails are all at. The main trails are the next spot over. So we're gonna explore. There's one little sign. Looks like there's a little half-mile trail here that wraps around and connects behind me. We want to go a little further. So I was going through my notes, video ideas, and just notes that I've been taking more and more this past month. It really started at the end of January, but I've got what I call a folder called dailies, where every day that I have an idea, I write it down, start a new page, so I can kind of see chronologically when I had certain ideas, where my mind was at certain points in time. And so one of my notes was talk about my style, talk about why I feel compelled to explain myself in all facets. I do this both with my brothers and my dad at work. I do this with Tiffany, the kids, and of course I do it here in my content. I feel the need to explain myself, explain why I do what I do, explain the decisions I make. I guess it's in my DNA to do that. Why, I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of subconscious thing there at some point, but I feel like that's why I talk about vlogging so much, is because it's like the process in my head. And maybe because I do everything solo, everything I do is by myself, it's almost like I'm talking to myself, but I'm recording it or I'm doing it live. And I feel like, let me tell you why I did this or why I'm gonna do this. I do it all the time. To be honest with you, I don't know why I do it. I don't know why. It's just inherently maybe I'm a story. It's a form of storytelling. Oh shit! Did the camera fall? Oh shit! It did. Hello.
Hey.
Wow. Well, we just had our first tumble. I was afraid of that. Scratched the front of the lens. Thankfully it's on the bottom. Jeez, oh, it's gonna happen. It was bound to happen. Damn it. It's a little nick at the bottom of the lens. Could have been worse. It's almost like that's what my style of storytelling is almost like narrating my own story. Like, I did this and I did this and I did this and I did that. And I don't know if that's because it has something to do with how I studied, right? I like studying to be a filmmaker, studying to be a director of photography, but because I'm doing everything, little parts of my brain are like the writer, the director. You know, obviously I'm not really good at being a producer because I don't really plan and go and seek out things. It's all kind of like spur of the moment, like let's do it right now. I'm the oldest of 3, so maybe that has something to do with that. I always thought maybe that had something to do with why I seeked attention, because once upon a time I had all my mom's attention, or I had the majority of it. And as brother number 2 and brother number 3 eventually came, I got less and less of the attention. Her attention was divided among 3 of us. So maybe that's why. Maybe there's a subconscious thing there where I seek the attention and the approval of others. I don't know, I'm spitballing here. I'm not a psychologist, but something I've thought about. It's very windy today. We've already had the tripod drop once. I caught it as I was getting ready to fall a second time. I don't know if this tripod's too thick. It's not a tripod, it's a monopod, right? So with the wind, there's not enough stability to keep it in one place. It's basically a stick with 3 legs at the bottom. Not very sturdy for a windy day. So I won't be able to, I don't trust it enough to get as many shots as I thought I was going to. I was kind of bummed. Yesterday's vlog didn't do better. But then again, I'm not really getting a lot of algorithm love. It's mostly my subscribers. So I guess the title and thumbnail wasn't captivating enough. Also, for some reason, Saturdays are a very slow day for vlogs. Most people are out doing stuff, I guess, and not at home watching videos. It's one of those things where you guys eventually catch up with them at some point. But man, it's always one of those things where it's like, I have a really good video, in my opinion, right? Either because of what I shot, what I edited. But when it doesn't do well, it's always disappointing, you know? Always disappointing. And this cool little wash area here. I've ridden my dirt bike through stuff like this. I love it. I guess there really isn't anything else to say about that. I just wrote that down, wanted to mention it, that I don't do it just with you and the vlogs. Live streams, I do it with my family, I do it with my brothers, my dad. Like, I feel compelled to tell you what I'm doing, tell you what I did, and explain to you why I did it. So I had that thought, and when I extrapolated it and looked at the big picture and was like, yeah, I do that in my entire life. That's just who I am. It's in my DNA. So I guess I'll never stop talking about vlogging. I just need to do it strategically and make sure it's mixed in with the rest of the content, which my life is my content. So we'll end that little topic there. I feel like I beat like a dead horse. It's dead. It's real dead. So let's talk about my morning. So another one of those nights where I woke up periodically, 4 a.m., 5:30 a.m., 7 a.m. I don't know. I don't really get, I get like 5 solid hours of sleep, and then it starts to break up around that 4 a.m. mark, just because I'm so used to waking up at 4 a.m. I hear something, or the dog, or maybe something outside. And so we slept in till about 8 o'clock. But like I said, the 3 hours leading up to that were broken sleep. I had a hard time. Like, it's one of those when you have those dreams and you're not sure if it's a dream or if it was real. But then obviously you're like, well, that didn't obviously happen. So I know it's a dream, but it was so real, Like, I had a dream that I went out to the living room to start editing the vlog. And I grabbed the blanket off the couch, and there was a turd, baby had shit on the blanket. So when I picked up the blanket, I had to shit in my hand, literally holding the shit in my hand. I'm like, oh, obviously that was a dream. But when I woke up this morning, I was like, did that happen last night or this morning? I don't know. I don't know. So we got out of bed, had a cup of coffee. Usually I look at analytics, just kind of see how the previous day performed on the channel, any outliers. I've been going back to old videos and updating the metadata, removing tags and links and stuff like that, just trying to jumpstart some old videos. And it's been working. It's working. Old videos are starting to get views again. So every day I do like 5 to 10 old videos and just update information. I'm not gonna go as far as updating titles and thumbnails. That takes too much work and effort, but just updating tags and metadata is enough to have YouTube resubmit it, resurface it and see what happens. And it's really the old videos that were mass updated from my MCN back in the day that need to be updated. Anything I've shot in the last, 2 or 3 years, realistically, it doesn't need to be a refresh or anything, but man, it's crazy going back to those old videos and just seeing the amount of comments and likes and compared to now. But every day, every week, somebody rolls through and says, yo, I haven't watched you in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So awesome to see you still vlogging, man. So awesome to see the kids doing so well. You know, you're my childhood. Thank you for all the memories. Thanks for growing up with me. Thanks for being my dad. So makes me feel good that, you know, 788,000 subscribers, they're all still there. Most of them are still there. YouTube just has to resurface my content to them at some point. And at some point, I'll make a video that just hits just the right points that'll get recommended to them. They'll see me and go, oh, Clintus, holy crap. So that's in the back of my mind when I look at analytics and comments and old videos and whatnot. Love it. All right, we got a fork in the road here. I probably should look and see. This says trail length is 1 mile. That's what I want. I just want to do a quick short one back around. And there's also the Mountain Wash Trail. So after checking out analytics, replying to comments, watched a couple of YouTube shorts, I poured myself another cup of coffee, and I started editing today's vlog. And I had a ton of clips, and I was like, oh God, this is gonna be a long edit. And then I realized there's just a bunch of little clips around the Salsa Festival. So it was only 18 minutes of footage. And really the only things that I cut out were just like, I let the camera roll for a long period of time. And I walked around and there really wasn't a lot going on. So I just, you know, trimmed it up. I think the vlog was about 15 minutes when it was all said and done, or 13 maybe. But banged it out. Was actually able to color correct the whole thing and color correct each scene independently, which is really nice. I'm really getting the hang of that. And yeah, got that encoded. I did have to do a second take though, because a piece of music in the background got copyrighted and I had to delete that, re-encode it, re-upload it. But once that was said and done, it was up and at it. Then I made a short, put that out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube as well at some point. And then it was kind of in a holding pattern trying to figure out what I was gonna do for my day. I wanted to go for this hike, but it kept getting later and later and I was like, oh. I kept asking Tiffany, what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today? And she kept throwing around like Sunday fun day or chill day or let's just get stuff done day. And I'm like, well, make up your mind. I need to know how long of a hike I'm going to go on. If I'm still going to go on this hike. I'm like, let's go. I got to go. So I see this hill that I'm about to climb. And right now I'm looking for a spot to put the camera. And I'm thinking at the top. So we're going to hike this. I'm going to set the camera up and then I'm going to come back down. And then I'm going to re-hike it when talking to you. And that is what I've been doing when I do these shots. Only because it's a hike. If I was at home, I'd set up the shot and I'd just be off the side of the frame, you know, and then walk in. Because I'm on these hikes and I'm moving in a line, I feel like that's the best case scenario is to set the camera up ahead of where I'm gonna go. Maybe I shouldn't do it on top of a hill and go back down the hill and climb up the hill again, but you know what? It's a short hike. So I'm actually making it longer by backtracking multiple times. And you know what? I should climb more hills. It's good for my calves, good for my quads, good for the hamstrings? Question mark? Okay, this looks like a good spot. Just gotta raise it back up a little bit. I also extended the legs to make the base a little bit wider. That seems to help. I don't know why I didn't think about that in the first place. At first I did it, but I did it as like a, come on. Oh wait, the camera's too heavy, that's why. Back it up a little bit, there we go. That looks good. And then I can't see crap with or without my glasses on, really. And so I use the DJI app to kind of use it as a viewfinder. I look like I can see all the way down there to the end. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's go. This is kind of like behind the scenes of the vlog. The making of the vlog. The vlog of making the vlog. Do you like this? Is this stupid? Am I breaking the fourth wall and you're like, wait a minute, you mean this isn't natural, Clint? You mean like the camera doesn't float and stay ahead of you? You mean you don't have a cameraman? What the hell? At the very least, if I don't put this in the vlog, it'll go to the tier 3 members. You're welcome. Thanks for being a gotta have it supporter. So one of the things that I've been thinking about since I shot the last hiking vlog where I talked about the Arizona desert being my New York City, because Arizona and the desert is part of who I am. I literally have a cactus emoji in my profile name, right? On X and on Instagram. It's Clintus, Cactus, Magintus. It's just part of an identity that I started doing a couple years ago. And I have to give credit to Casey Neistat. Like, he talks about New York as being like part of his identity and part of his, you know, who he is. And obviously it's a big part and a big character in his vlogs too. So I went back and I went and watched a couple old Casey vlogs back when he was doing daily vlogs in New York. Just again, some inspiration, but also just kind of like, okay, how much of a part did New York play in his vlogs, right? Again, a character in his vlogs. The one thing that I lack more than anything else, I mean, granted, I lack a lot. I can't even compare myself to Casey Neistat, but one of the things that my vlogs lack is a story, a topic, a point, if you will. Casey did daily vlogs, and the word daily referenced he did one every day. Every day there was a vlog. Every day there was a video. But every day, obviously he'd capture moments throughout his day, but there was a message, there was a point, a topic that he wanted to talk about, whether it was a new product that he got, or a place he was going, or something that happened, something that he read online, something in the news. I probably should do more of that. I probably should take more moments from today, things in the news, and just kind of put my opinion on it, and just, again, to capture the moment. On this day, this is what happened. On this day, this is what I was thinking about. On this day, this is what was on my mind. But my daily vlogs are a day in my life. This is what I did today. This is what I was thinking today. This is what was on my mind today. And some days that's a blank slate. Hence why I don't have a vlog. Whereas Casey, it's like, whether he planned it or not, he had something to say, he had something to do every day. Maybe because he felt compelled to, or maybe just because he's better at everything. I've only seen a Gila monster once in my life in the wild. It was up by Lake Pleasant. Who remembers that vlog? You remember that vlog? I was out on my bike, I think. Maybe I was on the dirt bike, I don't remember. But I was exploring and I found a Gila monster sitting at like a gate or a fence and just chilling. It's the first time I've ever seen one in my entire life. And that's the thing too. People think Arizona desert and they think, do you see snakes all the time? Do you see scorpions all the time? It's like, I really don't. I mean, last year was the first time I saw a snake at my house in my entire life. Growing up in my entire life, 42 years, that was my first snake in my home, or on my home. Scorpions, first time I ever seen scorpions was my last house. You know, we did the scorpion hunts because we were so close to the desert and all that construction forced them into the homes. So that was the first time I did that. Other than that, man, like, we have pest control. I don't really see anything in my house. There's no animals, there's no critters. Now in the neighborhood, you know, we've seen deer, javelinas, coyotes. I've seen pictures from other people in my neighborhood with some kind of cat. And again, I don't know if it's a mountain lion or bobcat. I want to say it's a mountain lion. I don't think bobcats are out here. But again, I don't know. I don't know anything. I know nothing about nothing. Call me Jon Snow. Whew. Whew. It's only like, well, 73 degrees, but in that direct sunlight, man, I tell you, it's hot. And I gotta pee. Forgive me if the audio gets a little whack. The microphone's attached to my strap, and I just pulled the strap around. I think we're about 2 miles in. Oh, mile. Well, this is a little skewed because I've been going back and forth, but we're about a little over a mile and a half, so let's keep trucking. I guess this goes with the theme of what I was talking about at the beginning of the video about feeling compelled to tell you why I do what I do, or why I think the way I think. On one hand, I should just keep it simple, stupid. Kiss, my brother likes to call it at work. And just keep doing what I'm doing, and just vlog my life. It is what it is, you know? On the other hand, it's like the YouTuber part of me kicks in. It's like, no, let's make it better. You can still do that, Clintus, but do it like this. Do it better. Just straight up the hill here. It's green on this side. You can see this side doesn't get as much sun, so it's not as baked, whereas that's more dry. And pretty sure that's where Bryce and I went. We ended up on top of that hill, that trail. It's a flat part up there, and we went up to that little ridge. Trying to get better at shooting vertical clips too for shorts. I think I mentioned that in the last vlog, so now I'm gonna repeat myself. But yeah, trying to get more into more vertical shots and just, you know, a couple of clips here and there and just put together, make a short, just more shorts, even if it's the same content. Just get it out there in the algorithm, you know, pick up a few more viewers with that kind of, I like the hiking stuff. I'm doing more hiking stuff, more hiking vlogs. So if I put more hiking shorts up, maybe it'll garner their attention enough to check out the channel. I don't know, I'm curious. For those of you who watch YouTube shorts, do you ever click through the person's channel and check out their long form videos, or is it mostly just swipe, 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 and maybe you'll hit the subscribe button and then you just keep swiping? You stay in the shorts feed, or do you ever venture out of the shorts feed? I'm curious about that. How about a work update, huh? Went up to the Prescott Valley, Chino Valley this week, and I got my first official order. It's a small one, which was what I was afraid of, and it's from the furthest possible customer. So at some point today, I gotta figure out what that order looks like. Cost, you know, gross versus net, mileage, that sort of thing. And then gotta reach out to a couple other customers in that area and see if I can get an order from them. Like, hey, we're coming out Tuesday. Give me something, literally anything. Can be anything, just give me something. This is ball rolling, you know? So I talked to John, the salesman, and told them, yeah, Tuesday's looking like it's gonna happen. Reach out to all your contacts, be like, hey, we're coming Tuesday, let's get an order. And it can be any size, just let's get it, let's get the route built and start getting reps in. It's what we did with Salome and Wickenburg. So let's make it happen, Captain. See, I love this. This is just a trail riding the ridge line. Not only does it just visually look cool, but, well, it just visually looks cool. It's just an aesthetic thing for me, which I absolutely love. Also, there's horse shit back there. I don't know you can take horses on this trail. Oh yeah, and I was serious too when I said that Tiffany wouldn't come because of the snakes. She's like deathly afraid of snakes. And I told her, I was like, I haven't seen one in all my hikes. Not to say that I won't. I mean, there's always a possibility. But I'm like, what are you afraid of? You think the snake's gonna chase you? You think the snake's gonna actually come towards you? They're more scared of you than anything. You know, if you happen to see one on the trail, that's one thing. You just walk around them, right? That's why you have to pay attention to the, you know, the road ahead. Because if they're literally coiled up in the middle of the walkway because there's some shade that they're trying to get, or some sun, then, you know, again, you just gotta be mindful. But if they're off to the side, at the very most, they're gonna give you a little rattle to let you know they're there. Now, I will admit, where I'm at right now at this exact moment, lots of opportunities for snakes because there's shaded bushes on both sides. And with the heat, the temperature's going up right now with the sunlight, I can see them wanting to be like in partial shade. So yeah, it's just a matter of paying attention to your surroundings. I don't know. She worries about stuff like that. I can't. I'm not saying it's an irrational fear. I just don't know where it came from, why she's so scared of them. These are the heebie-jeebies. Man, I love this trail. This is so cool. I love the windy roads here. How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Good. She gave you guys the side eye. She walked by, she's like, what's that? What is that stick? What's that guy doing? Is that a video camera? Is he gonna put me on YouTube? It's pretty gnarly. It's like a creek bed. They turn into the trail. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. Fire truck just pulled up, lights on, just kind of hitting their siren, just a whoop whoop, to let somebody know they're here. Or if somebody got heat exhaustion out here. It's not even that hot, it's crazy. I've lived here my whole life and I never had heat exhaustion. Maybe because I'm born here. I'm used to it, but I don't drink that much water. I hear about people getting heat stroke or heat exhaustion all the time out here. Hiking, not used to it, but I'm like, I guess unless they're snowbirds, they're not here year round, or they've just moved here, don't realize how bad it can get. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm in better shape than I thought. So as I pulled out from the parking lot, about 4 firefighters started making their way over the bridge and into the desert. One had like a sling bag, but that was it. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy. But then as I was leaving the park, another vehicle was coming in with like a side-by-side on a trailer. So it looks like they are going, maybe they're prepping, planning to have to rescue somebody. But that was going back there. So definitely someone out there on the trails either fell, hurt themselves, or heat exhaustion, but they're going back there for something. Sucks. Came home to an empty house. Kids are upstairs, but they have to go to work in about 30 minutes. And Tiffany's out on her walk, getting her steps in. Man, bums me out to see the camera, the white scratches on it there. Like I said, it could have been a lot worse. No cracks in the screens, so that's the important part. Tiffany's making fajitas tonight. She marinated some chicken. She's sauteing some onions and peppers with some diced lettuce? Some finely chopped lettuce. Nice work. Some beans here. And this is smelling amazing. I'm so excited. Check this out. Look at that. Oh. It's almost too much. It's almost too much. So many layers of flavor. I'm so excited. And there's so much more to eat. I haven't got to the beans yet. Spent the last, I don't know, hour and a half putting orders in for tomorrow. I'm down to the last like 2 or 3. Just gonna take a quick break because I heard Tiffany in the kitchen. She's making French toast in the toaster oven. Of course, she bribed me with cheesecake. Well, finished the last bit of my orders. Finished the movie Spectre, James Bond. Now I just had the last one, which is I think it's A Good Day to Die is the name of the last one. Tiff's right in bed. Kids will be getting off work soon, but I'm probably not gonna make it. I'm probably gonna hit the sack and just fall asleep. Do some YouTube videos or whatever. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you tomorrow.